Hey guys, today I'm doing a review on the Inlabx X1 Pro Evolution Trainer. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here. Today I'm doing a review on Ruslan Murat's Inlabx X1 Pro Evolution Trainer. This retails for $49 on Ruslan's website, and they are sold as a pair. This is the newest version of the X1 Pro I've trained with and doing a review on. If you guys recall, I did a review on the original a couple of years ago, and this quickly became one of my favorite training devices to use while I was doing push-ups. You'll notice that there's quite a few improvements with the new X1 compared to the original, most notably the durability as well as the comfort. You'll notice that they're both made out of rubber, but the new X1 is definitely more durable and thicker in terms of the overall build. You also notice that it has a deeper grip and sturdier grip than the original. And then lastly, it also has a removable knuckle pad on the back. So you can use it without, or you can use it with the knuckle pad, just depending on how deep you want your knuckles to go into the device. But this knuckle pad, compared to the original, which didn't have it, essentially gives you more comfort and allows you to be in a little bit more of a comfortable position while you're using this for your push-ups. You also notice that the front aesthetics are very similar. Both have the X1 imprinted into the front of the device. They both have the round ball points at the very tip, which is going to be the main feature we'll discuss here in a second. And this one does say Pro Boxing, and you have these two fists kind of punching at you, which is like the original as well. But outside of that, very similar. Shape is a little bit different. This is kind of a little bit more rounded off, where this has more of kind of like a hexagon shape. Now, the whole idea and design behind this device is to help strengthen your knuckles, your wrist, and all of the little stability muscles in your forearm as well as your shoulder. All of the small muscle groups on your anterior and posterior part of your forearm, as well as shoulders, that you typically wouldn't activate while doing a traditional push-up. Now with this device, it's really simple to use. All you have to do is slide it in between your pointer as well as your middle finger. You can also do it between your middle as well as your ring finger if you want to change things up. I kind of switch in between the two, just depending on my training that day or just how I feel. But the way it's designed is to be used between your pointer and your middle finger. You slide it in and you'll notice that the grip is on the palm side. You make a fist, get into the push-up position. Your knuckle will land on the knuckle pad, and then from here you proceed to do a traditional push-up. Now you can use them in any type of way. You can do it like a closed grip push-up, you could do a traditional push-up, you can go with wide grip, just depending on what you want to activate that day. But you'll definitely notice, if you use this device consistently over time, if you're using it every day and you say you do 100 push-ups with this device, you'll definitely notice that doing one, a regular push-up will be so much more easier. And then two, over time, you'll notice that your knuckles will kind of get calloused up. It'll be a little bit more resistant to pain. You'll notice that your wrist, all the stabilizer muscles are starting to really get activated while using this device. And ultimately, what that leads to is more pop and more power and pop into your punches when you're throwing your punches. So that's pretty much the ultimate goal with this device outside of your strength and conditioning with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how I use this device when I'm using this for my push-ups and training, and show you guys how hard it is to use. You know, when I initially got my original X1, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, it should be pretty easy to use this, and it's definitely harder than it looks. So the other good thing is this knuckle pad is definitely a little bit more comfortable as well. So you still get the same benefits on your knuckles, but it's just definitely a little bit more comfortable than this just really super hard plastic that they use, or rubber on this one. So let me go ahead and set up. I'll demonstrate how this thing works and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay guys, so I have the devices ready in my hands. I'm putting in between my index finger and my middle finger. One thing I wanted to mention before I start doing my push-ups is that you preferably want to use this on a hard floor. If you use this like on a floor that's rubberized, if you're using it on carpet, you're not going to get the instability aspect of this device because it'll just sink into whatever that soft surface is. So You definitely want to use it on a hard surface so that way you get the full benefit of the instability of this training device. Now, I'll go ahead and get into the push-up position. Depending on what kind of push-ups is completely up to you. I like to just do traditional push-ups. For me, I don't like to go too close with my grip. I don't want to go too wide. I will change it up throughout the week when I'm training. But for me, a traditional push-up is just slightly outside of shoulder width. So I'll get it slightly out of shoulder width. You'll notice that it's my two front knuckles, my knuckle on my pointer and my middle finger into position. You'll see that the ball points is right down on the concrete, the polished concrete. Go ahead and put yourself in the push-up position, and you'll notice right off the bat, just the instability. I'm really having to engage my core and use my forearms and my shoulders to really keep the device level and not from tipping over. And then from here, you can go down, you can rotate, come back up. And right after just doing 10, you can definitely tell how much you're activating all of the little muscle groups in your forearms, your shoulders, and eventually over time, you just really start to work on your knuckles as well as your wrists. And it's definitely much more challenging than doing this like over a traditional push-up. You could also put it in position over your middle finger and your ring finger, so that kind of changes it up a little bit if you want to do that. So I can put it on that side and work a little bit different area of my knuckles and get a workout that way too. So go in position, you can do that. You could do planks with these. You can just kind of hold, stretch out, and hold your core and really work on stability. And you'll notice that you start to shake quite a bit because you're trying to keep everything nice and stable. So those are the basic ways on using this device. It's definitely very challenging, but over time you start to really master it. And like anything else with any type of exercise, you get used to using these. So definitely a game changer in regards to doing push-ups and triggering all of the smaller muscle groups that you typically wouldn't with a traditional push-up. And just put them to the side now, just doing a traditional push-up with my palms down. I could definitely tell that's much easier. All right. And you don't get the same level of activation you do with using the X1 Pro. So definitely recommend those for sure. So if you guys have any questions or comments, you guys know what to do, put them down below. If you're interested in purchasing a pair of these, I'll put the link in the description box, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.